So let's talk about race and criminal justice, because that's how, as you said, that's how it's been framed in the Democratic debate. And obviously there is a significant overlap, but is race the only thing that people should be talking about when it comes to criminal justice? Because it's a huge system. There are a lot of white people involved. Is there a danger in talking too much about race, because then it becomes associated only with the question of racial justice, or is that appropriate, do you think?
I think the criminal justice system is one of many institutions in America that have been used to oppress brown folks over the years. And so it's not unique, right? Housing, education, local, state, federal legislatures. I guess you could argue what makes this particular system unique and perhaps more dangerous is the fact of how it can instantly destroy many lives over the course of one arrest can lead to a domino effect of generations of turmoil. So I think race is it's important to recognize the role race plays in the criminal justice system, but I think the danger in conflating race and criminal justice too much is that it's the same argument that folks make against Bernie Sanders and conflating economics and race too much.
Right.
Is that you start to forget that a lot of these issues are just racial issues, and that we can fix all the perceived problems we see within the criminal justice system and not address kind of the root issues of racism in America. That the criminal justice system will be a racist system as long as racism exists.
That's exactly what I was going to
in
say.
America.
Yeah.
Right. And also in terms of the politics of it, if you suggest that it is only an issue that affects people of color, then there are millions of voters who will think it doesn't affect them or their families, when in fact it does, right? I mean, there are a lot of people who are part of the system. I mean, some of them are corrections officers and some of them are behind bars,
right.
But there is that too. I mean, I guess it goes to the hubbub over the Bernie quote from the debate recently. Not all black people live in ghettos,
right.
and some white people are poor,
right.
and it's not a strict dichotomy.
And as we've seen with the current stuff on heroin, is that it can be once a lot of white people realize how big an issue this is in the white community, then suddenly, oh shit, heroin, we gotta deal with that problem now.
Right.
Yeah,
well, Maine is one of the whitest states in America, and they have a huge meth and heroin problem there.
Yeah, I think that's been such an interesting thing to watch and been so important because while it's such a tragedy, it's also brought a lot of people into the justice system that may have never imagined that their families or their communities would have such a problem. And so I do wonder how much of a humanizing effect it has in terms of humanizing people who are behind bars, that to see that maybe this could happen to people I know, and it's not just those people that they have their own problem and it's not my problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.